The views and opinions expressed in this video are solely those of the Fat Bearded Vinyl Guy and should not be taken seriously by sane people.
What's happening, music lovers? It is Matt, the Fat Bearded Vinyl Guy, back in the vinyl lair, giving this video thing one more shot. Maybe I can finally get my butt in gear. This time I'm taking on the Rolling Stones' latest release, Hackney Diamonds. I was in love with this album from the word go. I dug the first songs that were released before the album came out, and the rest of the album did not disappoint. Now, I had been kicking around different formats for videos, but especially here, I could not avoid the track by track. So, let's do it. Angry was the first song released when the album was announced. It has that classic Stones attitude, similar to Brown Sugar, in attitude only, not quite content. Mick is telling his ex that it's over, baby, move on, just don't be angry with me, it happens. It kicks the album off with a nice slap in the face. Get Close is another tune with a similar attitude, plus Sir Elton John plays piano on the track. Mick is missing his girl here, probably a different one from the first track. He's missing her so much he can't sleep, and he wants to sell his soul to the devil just to get close to her again. It's a nice, loose, mid-tempo rocker. James King plays a screaming sax solo, and I am feeling this record so far. Depending on You has a bit of a country feel, something that the Stones have dabbled in from time to time. It's not as honky-tonk as Sweet Virginia or Dead Flowers, but I still dig it. Mick lost his girl, probably a different one from the first two tracks, and he's all busted up about it. He put all of his proverbial eggs in this basket, somehow. Now he's too young for dying and too old to lose. Bite My Head Off is a banger that features Sir Paul McCartney, and I can tell because this track has a level of distortion that typically doesn't show up on a Stones song. Now, I've been saying for a while that the Stones don't have a drummer and a bassist, and all that's left of the Beatles is a drummer and a bassist. So, I'm just saying, man, that'd be one hell of a supergroup. On behalf of all the people who like both the Beatles and the Stones, please make that happen. Whole Wide World has an early 80s new wave vibe. Sounds like it could have been on the Emotional Rescue album. It drives like a mother. Mick is looking back on his past and remember when the whole world was against him. You think the party's over, but it's only just begun. Dreamy Skies has a nice Delta blues sound. It's stripped down with a simple arrangement. Even sounds like the instruments are a bit farther back from the microphones, especially the drums. Mick wants to get out of the city and unplug. Listen to some Hank Williams, chop some wood, get away from the social media, and who doesn't need that? This is bluesy Stones at its best. Gotta take a break from it all. Mess It Up is one of the two tracks that the late great Charlie Watts appears on. This one sounds like a mid-80s dance tune. I really could hear a 12-inch club remix of this song, and I don't know if that impresses me or scares me. Mick is getting the screws from a girl, and he is not going to wreck his life for this gal, as if that was even possible anymore. You came to the right place, baby, but at the wrong time. Live by the Sword is the other song that Charlie Watts appears on. But not only that, but Bill Wyman plays bass and Sir Elton is back on piano. The lyrics are not much to write home about. It's the standard trope, if you're gonna A, then you gotta B. I understand why it made the album. It's a tribute to their bandmate, and it rocks, don't get me wrong, I still like it. Driving Me Too Hard is a groovy mid-tempo rocker with a slight country-esque flavor. I get echoes of Beast of Burden with this song, in feel and in content. Mick wants to get away from his woman. He gives an inch and she takes a mile and he is losing his mind. You've emptied my eyes and twisted my sanity and all you had to do is cry. Tell Me Straight is the token Keith song on the album. He doesn't know where he sits with his woman and she won't tell him. Women, here's a bit of advice. Men are dumb. You have to be straightforward with us. Don't be pussyfooting around. can give all the signals you want, we still won't pick up on it. This song is slow and soulful, and it's a nice change of pace. The penultimate track, Sweet Sounds of Heaven, was the second song released before the album, and it is a very beautiful slow blues tune featuring Lady Gaga on vocals, and she kills it. Now, I'm not much of a Lady Gaga fan, but if she did more of this, I'd be on board. Stevie Wonder also appears on piano and gives the album a phenomenal crescendo. Now, I personally think that the Sweet Sounds from Heaven is music, because you can be the most jaded, atheistic, grumpy son of a bitch in the world, but music will make you feel something. And you may not call that God, but I sure do. We may worship at different altars, man, but we still worship. Can I get an amen? The final track is a cover of Muddy Waters' Rolling Stone Blues, because why not? This song is stripped all the way down. 2 guitars, Mick on harmonica. It's a nice, dare I say, fitting coda to the album. Hackney Diamonds is a brilliant addition to the great Rolling Stones catalog. Is it Beggar's Banquet or Sticky Fingers? No. But for guys old enough to be my dad, they can still make great music and rock out. No offense to my dad, but he can only play the radio. It's got what made the great classic Stones albums great. Attitude, soul, and plenty blues-based rockin' out. Plus, there's the benefit of some incredible guest artists who are legends in their own right. One thing that I've learned as we start losing some of the great artists of past decades is that we shouldn't worry about how much is left in the tank. We should just enjoy the ride while it lasts. So I'm not going to think, will this be the last Rolling Stones album? How much more are we going to get? Nah, man, I'm just spinning it and enjoying the hell out of it. So naturally, I have a couple different pressings of this album. One is Over My Shoulder, the Amazon exclusive with the alternate cover art, and in my opinion, the most bizarre pressing, the Major League Baseball variant. There was a different cover for every MLB team. I got the Brewers because Wisconsin. That's all for now. Until next time, don't get angry with me, and I will catch you on the B-side.